What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brad and James, the live, fun, interactive podcast and a conversation about
almost
anything. And yes, we already know that we're having a little bit of audio issues with James' mic. We're working on it, but you'll have to deal with it and bear with us. We're doing the best we can, and that's all we can do at the moment. So
hey, that's it. I'm loud enough. I'm good. I think we should be good.
Yeah. Quick note: all of our podcasts will be available again to you on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. Also, they're now on YouTube. So head on over to the Brad and James Podcast on YouTube and make sure you subscribe. Leave us a comment. Hit the thumbs up. And hit that bell icon so you can get notified as to when we have new content available. I assure you that the audio will be crispy, clear, and clean on the actual audio podcast form. I'm just not real sure what we're having issue-wise with our streaming setup, but we will figure it out. Just please bear with us. And if you're out there, let us know. We still want to hear from you. That's what this whole thing's about, interaction.
Yeah, that's right. So we were doing that. So before we were so rudely interrupted, there was one. I think you were just appreciating the threads tonight. I mean, you were.
I was, man. You gotta pay respect to the 88 from the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s.
Dallas Cowboys. Don't back in the 90s. Don't back in the comment.
That's what I was listening.
Here's the bottom line. This is where this is rooted in. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys drafted none other than C.D. Lamb from Oklahoma.
Yes,
C.D., I hope you're watching this podcast. And then Jerry bequeathed to him the number 88, which is precious, which is absolutely precious for Dallas. And so in honor of C.D. Lamb, I had to wear the jersey today. I had to. And usually, like I said before, I'm usually not in favor of people over 40 wearing jersey, but this thing is fire and it looked good on me, so I just went ahead and decided to go ahead and rock.
It does look good on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's how it goes.
Hey, next week you can pull out your MJ, your 2-3 on that Chicago Bulls. Maybe a little 9-1 for our boy Dennis Rodman out there. You know, I know you've been keeping up with all that on The Last Dance. Crickets.
I'm not even going to go there with you today because the bottom line is, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm glad we all watching The Last Dance, first rehearsal, whatever it's called.
First rehearsal.
But hey, I'm dealing with it. So
you'll bust something out, I'm sure.
Hey, I next week I'm gonna show you some of the collection next week. I will bring some of the iconic gear.
I can already see this is gonna be I
think I just had to break it out for you, and then you just look in and enjoy the greatness.
Okay, absolutely.
I got some stuff. We're gonna do some education through some of it too. But tonight, here you go. I know you look at Jeff Gwinnett loving this. Look at Lionel Gardner. Thank you, Lionel. I know the stars.
The stars.
Hey, look at the stars.
It's awesome to see everybody out there interacting with us. Please, hey, if you haven't already, tell somebody we're live. We are an hour late tonight, but that's okay. We want you to, tell people that we're live right now and get the word out there. We want to interact. That's what it's all about. And just having a good, fun, positive, get your work week started off right with us every Monday night, 6 p.m., Facebook Live. That's what we're trying to do here. So, yeah, so just make sure everyone's involved. Hello to my cousin out in Thomasville, Georgia.
Already watching from Georgia?
Look
at that. All right. Hey, Spike Richards, he made it clear the baby blue Cardinals jersey is coming. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Look at that. So I know. We're trying to get. I'm trying to do better on the audio there. So yeah, there we go.
Well, we got Hagen here running some keys for us and making sure we get up to date with everybody's comments. But again, thank you all for joining us. It's going to be a good time that we have each week with you. So,
since we are on talking about that, let me show you how important it is. I got a letter today from. Well, actually, it scared me at first because it said Internal Revenue Service.
Oh no!
And it had my name, my wife's name, and I thought, what does she do? And then so being the brave man that I am, I went ahead and I said, here you go. I said, dear, open this up. So she opens it up, and then here we go. And then she opened up, and it's a letter about the Economic Security Act, the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid Relief Economic Security Act, the CARES Act, and it was a letter signed by the president. And
Look at you.
Thank you. And so I brought it in because I wanted to see your letter signed by the president, and you informed me that
I don't even think I checked the mail today. So
yeah,
I didn't get a letter. Oh,
yeah.
I might have. I don't know if I did or not. It could be in the mailbox, just anxiously awaiting for my.
But you already got the funds.
I got the funds.
They were direct deposited. Let me tell you about direct deposit. Do you know there are people who are in their 20s that will not do direct deposit, that want to get a paper check?
Whoa, now.
Can you?
Direct deposit is a beautiful thing.
I can't even remember the last time I wrote a paper check.
Yeah, no, it's been a while for that too.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, somebody got now I think they already received their paper check in the mail.
That's good.
I think it came with their letter.
With the letter, okay.
But I just was seeing who the president was going to write from the direct deposit community. And apparently I got mine with his whole signature on it, but you waiting on yours.
Apparently, like I said, it may be waiting on me.
It could be. Could be.
You know, that's I'll have to check it out. But this is great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want you to get this framed.
I will.
Because it's the president.
I have not gotten a letter from the president from any of them, and I'm 48 years old now.
This the first one.
It's the first one.
Well, hallelujah.
Hey, I'm gonna hold on to it.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm gonna hold on to it. I got it there, and it was attached with some money, so I'm glad there.
That's true.
So,
we are thankful.
Hey, if you're gonna send me a letter, might as well put a check with it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I'm good with that. So anyway, so tell me what's happening tonight. Where we were talking about several things. We were talking about greatness with the Cowboys and the jerseys. I'm trying to look at all my comments there. Lionel Gardner put up purple and gold. Oh, you need to adjust your screen so you see this is blue and white. Okay, Lionel, fix your junk TV and your junk monitor so you can see correct colors. This is blue and white, so I don't want to hear that. And hey, everybody's gonna try it. Jeffrey, let's see, who's that? Jeff? Who put out there? Jeff Applin.
This is Mr. Jeff Applin right here.
Jeff Applin. What? I can't even.
Dallas Cowboys folding chair warning collapses under pressure.
Dallas Cowboys folding chair collapse under pressure.
Now Jeff is is a Los Angeles Chargers fan. Yeah. I've seen their trophy case. I've seen how many Super Bowls they have. That's right. Yeah. That's right. So we're just gonna leave that alone. Jeff supports winners all around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, good on Jeff.
Hey, don't mess the Cowboys. Don't mess with them trophies now. Till you get one, you just bow down till you at least get one.
Right.
So
that's right.
Anyway, so help me out. We were.
Well, I think we all kind of got a little discombobulated, but we were talking about trying to keep the positivity up and going. And I thought maybe all of you out there who are tuning in on the live stream could be thinking or commenting. Just tell us something good that's happened to you.
We started talking about in the episode about the secret file.
That's right.
And if there's a secret file, it'd be called the COVID-19 blessing file. It's the things that you are thankful for through the virus, like actual blessings that happen to you in the midst of all of this that is terrible. We're not taking away from any part of it, the seriousness of it, people losing their lives, but in the middle of that, like is there a blessing, a unintended blessing that happened in the middle of it? Yeah, that happened in the middle of it. And so I was saying for me, what happened, my son got into the Mississippi School of Math and Sciences. You all know, may or may not know, it's a great public school in Mississippi. And so he worked really hard. He's wanted to get in that school since he was probably in 6th grade. And so he's worked really hard. He applied last year. He got in. And so we're packing him up and letting him take advantage of this great opportunity.
Yep.
He goes up there, and as he's getting out of the car, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this happened 2 years too soon.
That's
you know,
right.
like all of a sudden, like, he's out the house. And I know how it was for me. Like, once I was out, I didn't come back. You know, that was it. And so I'm sitting there thinking, man, how did that go so fast? Yeah.
Where did time go?
And then out of nowhere, and then this happens. And so now he has to come home. He was actually home for spring break. Then really it hit our nation really hard. And so he never went back after spring break, which was the second week of March. And so my hidden blessing is that I looked and I'm going, that, like, how do you make more time? You can't.
No.
And so here, this is a devastating event, no doubt. He's really disappointed to be away from his friends, to be away from that environment. It's amazing school. But I got time back with my son that I was never going to get back.
That's true.
And so that is in my secret file of COVID-19 blessings, to have these last 7 weeks with my son at home, watching, him with his little brother. His youngest brother is 8. He's 17. His youngest brother's 8. Yes, people, I can do the math. I know what happened. And so, that's been awesome. But we've played Bang. Which is a cool card game, by the way. We were talking about that.
Okay.
I have had to again establish myself as the Wii bowling champion. So I've had to do that, of course, in our home as well. So several things had to be a dad. Just having to establish myself, because they think you're older, they're gonna take you, and you had to just remind them, no,
I'm still the one.
I'm still the one.
That's
I'm still
right.
the one. I'm still the one. And speaking of still one, my other kind of COVID blessing happened during our fantasy football season, where I defeated Jeff Applin during the last game of the
Getting
and
serious.
Hey, you may have to go grab me some hardware out of my office so I can bring it on the screen for the people to enjoy.
Might as well.
Hey, it's that. Hey, I got a championship jersey. Might as well. So what would be your blessing? I mean, I just figured it.
Well, obviously time, is people's number one most valuable asset. A lot of times I think we might think it's money, so to speak. Oh my. Take a look at that.
Ooh, Jeffrey. Let me just put that there for him.
Man, that thing is like some serious bling.
The champion. But Jeffrey wouldn't know nothing about it. He's a San Diego fan. We're just going to leave that there for the rest of this episode. So go ahead, Brad. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, that's all right. A lot of times we think money could be our most prized possession, but it really is time.
It is time.
We can't get that back. But I guess for me personally, honestly, guys, when this whole COVID-19 thing started, and I think I shared with you a little bit personally, I wasn't dealing with everything that was changing so rapidly. Yeah. And everything that to me was in my normal routine that I was used to every day seemed like every day something was being taken away from me, or it was changing on a level that I just wasn't quite ready for. And honestly, it was tough for me to adjust, because I tend to worry about things that I have no business worrying about. That's just what I do. Yeah. And so at times I didn't have an appetite. I just really found it difficult to get my mind out of that place. Yeah. So I had to really focus, and I just decided there's no good that's coming from me worrying about this. Yeah. Yeah. And it's sad to say sometimes that we forget who has us in the palm of their hand. Yeah. And I think that was right. I mean, I was face to face with it. I was like, I can sit here and worry about this, and I think it's easy for a lot of people to worry about it, because it was something that we've never experienced. But honestly, I had to get my mind more focused on God and the fact that He's going to take care of me. Yeah. And less about the unknown, the uncertain. The fact that my normal was changing, so to speak. And I've kind of made a transition over this, past 2 months that has really drawn me in closer. Yeah. So I guess, that would be my secret file. I've actually made progress through a bad situation.
Yeah, in your personal relationship with the Lord. Yeah,
absolutely.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Listen, for those of you that are out there, if you want to share with us about a COVID-19 blessing, your secret file of an unintended blessing that came out of this time that has been tragic, that's been unprecedented in our history. Why don't you just comment, show us that, we love to hear about that as well. Maybe your unintended blessing was you got a letter and a check from the president too, like we did, either way, but we love to hear just from you regarding that,
Absolutely.
I think there's several blessings that are out there. I think Jeff is encouraged. He thinks he's blessed to have hope that he may have a shot at this. And so, hope is something. Hope springs real. Hope springs eternal. And so, hopefully, and that we'll do that, as well. So
we can all aspire to be the next fantasy football league champions.
Well, Hagen is here in the room. He's our off air talent as well. Hagen, any blessing you wanna share, your kind of unintended blessing that maybe came through this? I know you mentioned that you had mentioned a dating app of some sort, and I didn't know if that was there, but go ahead. Your unintended blessing. What was there?
So for me personally, one thing I used to do is, still do really, is play video games a lot, and that's one way that me and all my college buddies still connect. Mm-hmm. And so now, with everything with coronavirus, everybody work schedules kind of changing up. Me and a lot of my friends have had the opportunity to just spend a lot more time together over the last few weeks, and it's been some of the best few weeks of my life, honestly, as crazy as that may sound.
Yeah.
But, these are times that, as crazy as it is, these are times that it's not going to last forever, and we're never going to get this back. We're not always going to have the opportunity to stay up till 2, 3 a.m. playing video games, just being done with each other. But, I think about it a lot, and I'm truly blessed and grateful that I have this, that we're able to do that, and so I'm grateful to be able to have that, to continue to build that relationship with them.
And connection with them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for real. It's been good.
Yep.
Two of my friends, I don't know if they're watching tonight, two of my buddies, Mike and Raul, we kind of have this seem like this thread over the years now, where we're sharing, we'll share crazy, gifts and
GIFs,
gifts, myths, them. I never know. Is it GIFs?
I don't know. I just totally threw you off.
Shut up, Hagen. Leave me alone. So we got we share, like stats or sports stories come across where we'll send each other a screenshot. I think it was I'm trying to think who told me that Andy Dalton got that traded to the Cowboys. Another reason.
That's what I was going to mention. That
another reason. That we have set up for us to, again, we got a great starting quarterback. We got a great backup to kind of be a support to him. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. So yeah. So yeah, it's happening.
That's awesome. Well, with everything that's going on, I was thinking about the other day, this, and I mentioned this with my, I guess, secret file of blessing during COVID-19 is the fact that all of our lives have kind of been changed in some sort of way.
Real, yeah.
And I was going to ask you, have you ever in your life ever gone through a situation, an event perhaps, or a time where you've heard the phrase a new norm or a new normal mentioned as much as we have in the past couple of months?
I think everybody has really adapted that phrase, that there really is because it was almost like for the first several weeks, it was kind of like, normal doesn't exist. Normal,
right.
And I think it was the settling in to realize there was a new normal. Now, I think maybe one of the closest things we came to was 9/11.
Yep.
I think, but that term new normal never really never like really embraced. You didn't hear that, but there definitely was a new normal that all of a sudden going to the airport and getting almost strip searched.
I thought of that as well. Not that I did much.
Just what it was. What that looked like security wise there. Just that changed everything. Even espionage or rights that the CIA had or people had to listen in on your phone calls. All of a sudden, you were kind of like signing off your privacy in order for us to hear, find a clue about what was going on, all those kinds of
kind of a new means of security.
So you were but that became a new normal, right?
I feel the same way because like obviously in my life there's been new things, and there's like you make transitions from technology, for example, is ever changing, always changing, rapidly changing. So you run across something that comes out that's new. It's not really that big of a deal. It's kind of like you're used to a new device getting an upgrade or something, or but it's strange how this phrase of new normal or new life, it kind of almost brings a negative aspect to it, but I think that it could also bring a lot of positivity and a lot of good as well. Because hey, first off, right off the bat, I'm all for sanitary upgrades and keeping
wash your hands.
New practices for some people that might not have ever done it.
Please wash your hands.
And thank you. I mean, it's kind of interesting how it could be different and something that we're not accustomed to, but it's not always it doesn't always mean that it's like a bad thing. A new normal. I went into full disclosure here, I've been going to Walmart for groceries and stuff. I knew you was going to say that, but I've been practicing
not do it. Can't.
Not even can't, just straight can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Okay, well, been doing it.
Because people in Walmart just don't.
I know. It's people in Walmart.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Enough said.
Okay.
Anyway, so I've been doing that, and that's kind of been
as opposed to Kroger. Something wrong with Kroger?
No, nothing's wrong with Kroger. I like Kroger. I like Corner Market. I love all the grocery.
I don't like all of them.
I don't either. I was just trying to be nice.
I was
trying to be Christian. But
sometimes you got to tell the truth. Some of them.
I know.
No, I don't like all of them. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I keep interrupting.
I was just gonna say that I went into a store a couple of days ago, and it was a new experience during this time that I haven't been in, and it was Target. They've stayed open because they have groceries, and they're like essential or whatever. But it was still kind of weird because the times I've been into Walmart, like they got their music playing and it's just Walmart. But Target was like no music. Like they were very strict on, have to wear a mask, all these sorts of things. So that was my first experience, I guess, out in kind of a real world scenario.
Really?
Where you could, like, do some shopping.
So you wore a mask when you went to Target? Good.
Yeah, of course. And but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the new norm now.
I think it's going to become the new norm. I think the mayor of Hattiesburg is, I didn't read up recently. I think it was a couple of days ago. I heard that he was going to sign an executive order that said, you have to wear a mask if you go into stores in Hattiesburg. Maybe that's already maybe he's already signed that.
Yeah. I mean,
so I think that's a new norm. And I think that's that thing. New norm, like there's changes. Yeah. But new norm, I think, is something that becomes a part of everyday life from henceforth.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was, I guess, trying to get to, was the fact that while I was in there and while we came out of the store, it was just in my mind, like, this for the next unforeseeable future is the new norm.
Is a new norm, yeah.
And it was good. It was nice to be able to kind of get in that environment and that situation, and it's not a bad thing. Yeah. Because we're all trying to do our part here and dealing with this or whatnot, but
I think we're all trying to do our part, but the other part is we all doing our part not to die. That's been the old norm and the new norm for a long time. I mean, no doubt I want to go to heaven like everybody else.
Just not, rushing.
I'm not running to get there. That's all I'm. And I'm great, but I'm like, hey, there's a natural instinct to stay alive. If I got to wear a mask to stay alive, then please stay away from me. Don't cough on me. Don't just hey, you wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
What I love is the ones that are like, I don't have to wear a mask because everybody else is. I'm telling you, it's so many. It's some intelligent people out there. That's just so. Anyway, so I'm wearing my mask. The thing I don't like about masks, but I wear it because I like living.
Right.
And so
establish that.
But I'm. The thing for me is I wear glasses, so it fogs up my glasses. I get that, so that's the part I feel like I'm like Black Vader when I go into the stores and my glasses are fogged and I'm trying to talk to people like that part, so that's one thing. So that's probably and I used to get claustrophobic. I'm not anymore, but it used to make me just claustrophobic.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I went same thing. You wearing sunglasses or something, and you got the mask, it fogs up. I hate that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have to deal with that either. So I get that.
But you do understand, like sunglasses and like everyday glass, not the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do.
I'm just saying because like
it's not.
It's like in an instant I could be like, where'd it go? It's fogged up.
Can't see a thing.
I'm like,
can't see a
while
darn
you out
thing.
there looking good and stylish, some of us has got to live.
I assure you, I'm not.
All right.
I'm not.
So you don't wear glasses at all? No corrective lenses, no contacts?
Oh yeah, I wear contacts. I have I have a prescription. But I mean, I wear contacts, so anyways. Is that good? Is that bad?
You was looking at me like you trying to relate. Put your glasses on and wear that mask.
Not relate. I'm just saying, there's a lens, whether it be tinted, polarized, or not. When you have the mask, they fog up, and it gets annoying. And I totally feel your pain on that.
Thank you. I'm gonna send you a GIF.
Okay, please do. And so I can reply and say it's GIF, but to each his own.
All right. Hey, I'm just saying.
But I guess the question I was thinking was like, why does the statement maybe of the new norm, why does that bring a little fear to people?
I think that's exactly it. Norm is something that that you have gotten accustomed to.
Yeah.
It may become your normal kind of like MO, it's how you operate, and now I'm not sure people really like change.
No.
I don't think people really like. I think they say I used to think I liked change, but I realized I like change when it affected everybody else but me.
Or I like change when I make the decision to
make the change. Yeah, right. I like change when I'm in control.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like when something outside of me forces me to change. That part is. And so we start talking about a new normal. You're talking about something that has it has changed it. And the thing that we don't like about it is it's changed it forever.
Yeah.
It's not going back. We don't get on planes like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
There's things, I remember watching one of my cool movie. Time mentioned cool movie. Argo. Amazing. Have you not seen Argo?
Is that with the little what's it about?
Yeah, I think he's seen it.
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right, so here's my next recommendation. Do you like suspense movies?
Yeah.
Okay, Argo.
It
is the true story of the Iran hostages.
Oh, yeah. I think I might have seen with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him, but I like the movie. Hey,
what is so we had Channing Tatum last week.
Don't get me started.
Ben Affleck this week.
He's terrible.
Channing, you were upset about his performance in Magic Mike.
Okay.
Ben, what didn't you like about him? Gone? What was that movie with him and the Gone? You didn't like him in that one?
Gone.
What's the one with the girl? Whatever. I don't know Ben, all of Ben's movies, but
I certainly don't.
Okay. So now Ben. So I guess you hate Matt Dillon as well.
Matt's all right, but that's another time.
We're gonna leave it alone.
But yes,
right.
I'm familiar with that movie.
Okay, so there's a scene where they're actually flying home, like when they. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Argo. Argo. They get out. Okay. So as they're flying home in Argo, they're like on the plane and you see like people are like on the plane smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm thinking today we were like, what are you doing? Like this thing will blow up, Yeah. So something, and I can't remember what event, but something changed to where you cannot smoke on planes anymore.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing.
A new normal.
Yeah, during when I watched Mad Men.
Yeah.
They would always travel and light them cigs up on the plane. I'm like, man, how time has changed.
Way. And so, I'm like, somebody lights up right now. And now, so you think about now, if you're on a plane now, and I have not gotten on one since really the COVID outbreak, but can you imagine like being on a plane and somebody sneezes?
Yeah, there's going to be some.
You're going to have the same reaction like some people had when certain people wore certain cultural garments on the plane. Like people were like,
right.
And so you sneeze, so when they're like, but I've heard, but here's one thing. I do think this. Number one, Warren Buffett, Berkshire, they divested from airlines. So airline travel is going to take years to come back. I gotta be honest though, I'm kind of happy about a little bit of that. Not I don't want people losing their jobs or anything like that, but I always thought it was unfair how it seemed like they could oversell planes and then like bump you,
right.
And you get bumped to another flight and it's like you just got a deal, you know. And now it seemed like them plane things got tighter and tighter.
What I was.
It was like the seats got closer and closer.
For the traveler, you could be looking at some
big
pros.
time. I mean, the seat behind me was closer than my wife next to me. I mean, it was close. And so you were like, "Are we married?" Like, you almost feel bad like letting your seat. And honestly, we've all thought it was stupid about the whole like your seat must be in the fully upright position. That is 3 inches. It was this far. So here's what it really came down to: dead, not dead. It was like how bad was it? And the flight attendants go, I'm gonna need you. I could barely even tell the thing was back. But so now it's gonna change because I don't think you're not gonna be able to have as many planes. I mean, for as many seats. You definitely, if you do, you're not going to have people in all of them. You're gonna have to practice social distancing on the plane. You're probably gonna wear a mask on the plane.
I saw a special on the news last night, and it was talking about a lady who had flown, and a couple of different scenarios. One was this kid in college who was traveling home from Phoenix to Oklahoma or something like that. And he was the only passenger on the plane.
Now that would weird me out.
And they were like, you can just come on up here to first class. And, he got to experience that and whatever. And then the second scenario was a lady who's a frequent flyer. And she traveled from like Miami to somewhere. I'm not sure the locations, but her plane was completely full. And she said that there were people who had face masks all the way to people who were wearing full hazmat gear.
There's no way a plane should be. You can't be that close in though. I think there's gonna be new requirements on that.
I do. I agree.
I think there'll be maximum capacity of planes. I was talking to a pastor friend of mine as we start looking at what gathering as a church means now. There's some real, some things that are going to change even in some of that and you're battling like 100 different ideas about now they infringe on my religious freedom, but in the same sense like, hey, Jesus even said in scripture, I came that you would have life and have it more abundantly.
Absolutely.
We believe God is in the healing business, but we're also, hey, we're going to use the wisdom business as well.
That's right.
So hey, but we're going to make it really clear. If you don't feel comfortable, absolutely safe in coming once we start our gatherings again, our in-person gatherings, if you don't feel absolutely safe, we want you to stay home, and we're going to make sure that we're going to provide an online experience. We're not going back from that. The new norm for us is we're probably going to be a fully streaming church now, which we weren't before this. So that's changed. Our new norm has changed. There's going to be some online campus pastors now, that we didn't have before. Our new norm.
And we had talked about that, not just for us, but, churches in general, that a lot of these things, practices, implementations, really should have been in place before we were face to face with it the way we were. Like I told my dad, even with a smaller church, I was like, we're all on the same playing field now. With online, you have an opportunity to reach people in just a totally different way.
Yeah.
And it's just an extension of your church, of the church.
Yeah.
And a way for us to witness to people and be able to reach people who may not ever, grace the doors of a physical building.
Yeah, right. It's true.
So
it's true.
That's a new normal that's going to be a completely amazing opportunity for us to witness and to reach those people.
Well, it's true. And in the same sense, you're kind of puzzled because you're thinking, how do I really engage new people through this platform? Because really, it's up to them. They can click on you,
click off just
and
as
it's
easy.
like, and so you don't even like when they come to your facility, you can set some things up, but coming to your digital facility, how do you set some things up? Like right now, you go on Instagram or something, like you click on something, like a coupon will pop up, like, hey, you want 20% off? How do we do that? And they're like, hey, you freestyle. What do you do? What's gonna pop up on the screen? Like, we got a coffee mug we can send. You got those. We got popcorn. You don't really need that.
Right.
We have well, you got coffee at home. Like, what do we?
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see, how you go about that. How basically every church is going to have to be faced with that situation.
Yeah.
But again, I just feel like the opportunity is unique within itself. That it's just going to be another way to engage people.
Yeah.
Per se.
I think I totally agree. I think it definitely we're definitely going to have to be more innovative. I do love the fact we're having to be more creative. I think right now we're even looking at how we're going to celebrate our seniors that are graduating from high school this year. Really, I think I'm excited about what's coming. Preview that's coming soon. Just how we do that, just in some of those things, and we got some great things coming. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. All that to say that the new norm is not something that we should be afraid of.
Right.
Obviously, there will be changes. And like James said, that's kind of across the board. We're talking restaurants, we're talking church, we're talking social life, perhaps just outside, with strangers.
Yeah.
And, it can be a little, heavy. I think, if I could say that, but and I told you this as we were getting ready for this podcast, guys. The fact that the new norm is not something that's completely new, so to speak. I think about the fact that Jesus himself was kind of a new norm. Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, a lot of people, and I kind of like calling him a radical.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like. And one of my favorite bands of all time,
Petra.
Petra. There's gonna be so many people that are like, who? And may even say who when I reference who I was going to say, which
What's up, Jason? What's up, man?
Which is DC Talk.
Yeah, okay.
And they had an album out that was called Jesus Freak, if you remember. And it's kind of funny. My mom didn't really like the term Jesus Freak, but at the same time, I mean, it's kind of true.
Yeah,
this radical person comes on the scene, and what he's teaching and preaching is all new.
Yeah,
and even the most highly religious people of the day were like, bro, you're tripping.
Yeah.
I mean, so to speak, right?
Yeah, totally. No, they were.
And so, and he basically was saying at the time, this is the new norm.
Right. This is the new normal. Yeah.
And we're still, and that's been over 2,000 years ago.
You look at it from even when God brought the children of Israel out of Egypt.
That's true.
And we look at it and we saw, and I think in all of our minds we see the 10 Commandments, and I think all of us have a little like kind of mental picture of almost like these massive chains being shaped around their neck, like here the thou shalt not.
Yeah.
But yet here God was saying, here's a new normal.
That's right.
Like, and when you look at it, you dive into it, you really see that he was saying your new normal is free people. Free people live like this, where their normal before was slavery. They knew how to function as slaves, function being told what to do, function not having, any sort of control of their destiny. He set them free to have relationship. And so he said, here's your new normal. And so you think he's always done that. I just don't think, I think there's one thing we can definitely say, whenever God or Jesus shows up on the scene, there's going to be a new normal.
There's a change. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And it's one that just changes forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Well, there's another new normal that's coming one of these days. And, I think a lot of people, and myself included, life is great here on earth. But this is not our final destination.
Oh, you talking about heaven? Okay, I thought you were going somewhere. All right, okay, all right. That, new normal's coming. I was like, what are we talking about?
I'm sorry, I'm getting too spiritual, Bradley.
Hey,
oh my
get as spiritual as you want. I thought you were going to make some announcements. I was like, there's a new normal that's coming soon. I was
oh my word.
Okay, I didn't know.
Bless him, Lord.
I didn't know.
It's getting hot in here. Hagen, is the air on?
Let me read my Trump letter.
Bring that fan on.
So I didn't know.
No. Okay. I'm just saying, the new normal is not something that always brings a sense of negativity or to be scared or something like that. Because like I said at the beginning, it's something I had to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to realize that a lot of good can come from this.
Yeah.
And it's exciting in a way as we start to talk about things reopening, slowly implementing and practicing new ways of going about our social life. It is exciting. So I think it's a positive thing for everybody.
I think for sure. I'm hoping that we in this new part of our new normal, number one, I hope we value life, value people, value each other more.
That's true.
I'm hoping that we that maybe we're living out our dreams and passions more. We realize kind of when you're almost kind of trapped inside or limited in space. I'm hoping people will challenge themselves more. That hey, if I had a dream of doing something, I'm gonna do it. If I had a dream of going to see something, I'm gonna see it. If I can't take a boat there, so I gotta fly. I hope people that will fly and fly and go see stuff, if they hadn't done that before, just things maybe they hadn't looked at that they would do.
Right. Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. I was talking to my wife earlier this week about how people have stayed kind of active and busy during this whole quarantine thing. And a lot of people are trying new things, a lot of new DIY, type projects. A lot of people are, being active outside in different ways. Like, I don't know, we like riding bikes and stuff like that, and bicycle sales are through the roof, and they can't keep them. People are just trying to find ways to be active and stuff like that. So I think it's interesting that how people have kind of handled this whole time of being away. But I like the fact that you mentioned, if there's something you want to do,
you better get busy doing it.
Yeah.
You better get busy doing it. I think it's for sure. I know before some of this, Hagen was talking about, he was making his plans to go to the major league parks.
Yep, I remember that.
I think Hagen wanted to visit every park. And some of them, the great ones, he wants to go see twice, like the ones in St. Louis and different places. But he wants to go ahead and see all the major league parks. But it's kind of you got to get busy doing it. I think that was our, and I love giving people, if we're gonna give gifts, I love sowing into people's dreams. I love sowing into a goal like that. And so, those kind of things, we look at that. I think. Some of those things, hey, it's busy doing it. Here we are, this podcast. It was kind of
that's right.
Hey, we're going to do a studio. We're going to do a podcast. And, like you said, when you first told me, I was like, no, and not because I was just do I have anything to say? But, even this is like, hey, we can do this. Like, hey, we can make this happen. It took an investment, but the potential of it's a seed. I'm believing that this is going to be a birthplace of a creative space for more than us.
We're already seeing interest outside of ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
So, which is awesome, encouraging. I know I had a friend today. I posted, on Instagram my story about tonight, us being live, and he screen captured it and sent it to me, and he was like, dude, jealous. And I was like, well, we got some plans for, other people as well once we kind of get to that point in our
do that.
Social life here with all this. But, that's really encouraging. And again, this is all about interaction with you guys. And I see 7 people watching right now. I want to see that number at like 7,000 next week. What can we do to get 7,000 people to watch? Well, shave my head. I will not do it. I'm just saying, we want to see a lot of folks on there.
Hey, listen, I think some of them are watching live. I think some of them are going to catch us later on. And so the number that we see there is not, I think, is being indicative of any sort of impact that we're having.
That's true.
But we know who's there now. And but,
really
we definitely want our reach to be broad. So as we get ready, we're at our time today. Again, just want to thank you for being a part of Brad and James. Again, I love the interaction as well. We sure appreciate that part. And can you all please do me a favor? Work really hard at getting Brad his 7,000 number, or else we're going to probably hear that from week to week every time.
How about this? If we get to 700, we will choose somebody and mail them a hat or something. Can we do that? Could we do that?
We could. I mean, we get to 700 like live views or what about if people look, just 700, they listen online, or we get 700 in that. So
we're going to make it good.
We're going to get some Brad and James merchandise.
That's right.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be as hot as.
It's going to be fire.
Yes.
You all, I promise. I mean, that's one of the main things people have said.
With the stars.
Hey, talk about that Brad and James logo.
Yeah.
So you already know
it's hot.
It looks good.
It's hot.
So the merch is going to be like flying off the shelf like it was toilet paper.
So make sure, share the podcast. Remember, we're on Spotify.
Yep.
We're on YouTube. We'll drop the video there. Make sure, again, that you're tuned in. You can also email us at the Brad&JamesPodcast@gmail.com. If you had a great idea that you want, help us with that. We sure appreciate it. We are excited. Thank you all for being with us this week.
That's right. We will see y'all next Monday, 6 p.m.
See ya.
Take care.